look at those things wobble down the straightaway, Larry. I mean, I know that looks rather calm, but you ought to be in that thing when it's slipping around like that.
I'll give it to him.
Gordon and Bain back at 9th and 10th. White flag. And Jeff Burton.
I guarantee you, wild thing in that 18 car, he's not going to be content to run 4th in this race.
This will not be the way they finish.
2 Chevys, 2 Toyotas, 2 Dodges, 2 Toyotas, a Chevy and a Toyota. But on point, Jeff Burton trying for his first Daytona Speed Week's checkered flag. Clint Boyer locked on to him.
I know Michael and Kyle would like to pull out, but they're afraid to.
2 wide behind them with Brian Keselowski in 5th.
They're going to take a look here, Michael and Kyle. Here they come. They got to run, but they're going to
crash.
Oh, no.
Trevor Bain is in it along with David Reagan. And Burton will win it over Boyer.
5 1,000ths of a second.
A thrilling finish, but in more ways than one, as they got 3, maybe 4 abreast up in turn number 4.
What a shame for the 21 car.
Yes.
Burton's a winner. Chicken dinner.
Jeff Burton, who came in here with just 3 top 10 finishes in 17 500s, gets his first Speed Weeks win. Brian Keselowski has raced his way into the 500. Kim Burton celebrates. Michael Waltrip finishes 3rd. He races his way into the 500.
What a great
Travis
run.
Kvapil comes in on
stop
speed.
With all the guys to be interviewed too. Top 5 on pit road. Way to go, brother.
And Trevor Bain ends up 1,200 feet from the finish line.
I've seen that 21 car come down through there like that before. Back in 1976.
The mayor of the garage area, Jeff Burton, is going to victory lane. Well, here they come in turn 4.
Oh, you see Gordon and Bain, they already get sideways up there in the middle of a turn 4. Woo. And looked like Jeff kind of ran down on the 21 car.
I mean, Jeff Gordon went from the top to the bottom to not get involved in that wreck. Remember, he's sitting on the outside of the front row for the Daytona 500.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit of damage. I'm not sure if the car didn't clip the wall here when it gets loose. You see here, gets a little bit of right side damage, but then I'm not sure. He was about to wreck. Yeah. Jeff was just about to wreck, and he got down there and got into Trevor Bain and turned him, and then the 6 car had nothing to do with that, but except slam the outside wall.
Bob Keselowski, longtime journeyman racer from Mount Clemens, Michigan. He has 2 sons in the Daytona 500.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
This is one of those accidents, Darrell, that's nobody's fault but everybody's misfortune.
Yeah, right here, the 21 to 24, they got an opening on the outside. They are coming, but then Jeff Gordon gets loose and gets into the wall. And right here, the 21 says, okay, I got to get out behind him. But Jeff's about to wreck. Jeff's getting ready to go down in the infield, and the 21 saved him.
And David Reagan in the 6 was just a victim.
Bad logistics.
Meanwhile, Jeff Burton has won it. Clint Boyer 2nd, Michael Waltrip 3rd. He races in. Kyle Busch, Brian Keselowski gets the other race in position. Travis Kvapil gets in on speed. Terry Labonte on the provisional. And I believe that'll put Dave Blaney in the race based on his qualifying speed as well. Steve Burns.
Well, thank you, Mike. Jeff Burton climbs out of his Caterpillar Chevrolet, the Richard Childress Racing Stables. They've been strong, and Jeff douses his kids. Getting congratulations from his team members. including Todd Berrier. Jeff, you and Clint Boyer looked like you had a plan. You worked together. You guys have been strong since you've unloaded.
Yeah, we really have. It's a shame 2 cars can't fit in here, you know, because really, with the way this thing's going, it's really important to have somebody that's going to work with you. And Clint and I decided, we were just going to find each other early, and it worked out well for both of us. And I didn't know who won, but it was a good race.
Your kids are sticky now.
That's good. Now I know where they are. I do. For us, this is a great start. I mean, what went on with the Cat team last year was really frustrating, and to run as well as we did the other night, run as well as we did tonight, and get in victory lane, it means a great deal. And Cat deserves it. Chevrolet, SKF, Menards, everybody involved in this deal. And the Sprint Cup Series is going to be a strong year this year, and we're looking forward to it.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you.
Chris Devoda.
Thanks, Steve. And we talked about in that first race, Jeff Hammond, how we saw so much teamwork, but not necessarily between teammates. Here was a case where the RCR cars had a plan and stuck to it.
Yeah, again, I think everybody really paid attention in that first race, and they've learned so many valuable little tidbits, and they applied it during the second race, and we saw a totally different, communication between the teammates showing teamwork. And again, it was kind of like a wow as far as this second race is concerned. We saw some great racing.
Yeah, and we also saw the ultimate teammates working together. This is Brad Keselowski leaning into his brother Brian Keselowski's car.
This right here is what racing is all about. We now, the Keselowski family, have worked together to be able to make all this here happen, Krista. And this right here shows the reward whenever 2 guys can work together. And this happened to be brothers. It's brotherly love.
Dick Berggren has the heartwarming story.
Indeed. Brian Keselowski said he didn't take a breath for the last 15 laps. You owe your brother.
Yeah, in 1,000 ways right now. I mean, we wouldn't even have made it here if it wasn't for him. And when when he had his accident, I'm not really sure what happened, but it put him back there with us just enough to make sure that he could get up behind us. And a couple times caution come out, he couldn't line up. We worked together, tried to get a hole, and he jacked me a couple sideways. But I mean, that's just this 2-car draft. That's how it goes. And you just got to you can't lift and you can't stop for the guy in front of you. You're going to get wrecked by the guy behind you. So I mean, I owe everything to everybody right now. It's Ernie Elliott for helping me with the motors, and Dodge for helping us on the car. And this is an old car. It's an old Evernham car built in 06. So, I mean, the old dog just would not hunt all day long. And I'm like, dude, we just have no chance. But you get out in this draft at Daytona and you get a guy that knows what he's doing pushing you, and, man, he can get you to the front.
Congratulations, you're in the Daytona 500. Matt.
Dick, what an end of the week for Michael Waltrip. The author climbs to number 10 on the New York Times bestseller list. The driver, he's third on the pylon, looking good for Sunday's 500.
Yeah, I'm just thankful to Bobby Kennedy and all the boys. They like to put a car together at MWR for the old man, let him go out there and see what he can do. And to race into my 25th straight Daytona 500, it's just an honor. I don't take for granted running in one of them, let alone the Napa Toyota now in the 25th in a row. That's quite an honor, and I'm just blessed to be here. Thankful to have that number 15 on the side, and smiling a little bit when I see some of my buddies, and crying too over the life of our friend. But certainly I'm proud that we got a fast car and we can be up in the middle of all that mess.
And the old man, and we're not talking Dick Berggren, looked pretty stout, especially looking ahead for Sunday at the Draft Master. Krista?
Well, something Michael Waltrip has said many years is if he's in it, he feels like he can win it. Yep. And we heard Brian Keselowski basically saying he never thought he had a chance. Now he has a chance as well.
It's unreal right there. Again, the exhilaration, the emotion you see when it comes to making the Daytona 500.
It was all about what you learned today to apply
right
on Sunday. Let's hear from Clint Boyer.
Clint Boyer never left his wingman, but an interesting race 1, race 2. What did you learn to carry over to Sunday's 500?
I don't know. Learned a lot of things. I don't know if there'll be another rule change, but it's everybody's trying. We want this to be, the best Daytona 500 ever. Certainly spent a ton of money trying to make sure that it was. It was fun out there. Obviously, you always want to win, but the way they were making those runs there at the end and the caution kind of caught me off guard, and I probably should have made my move a little bit earlier, but, certainly this isn't the one you want to win.
Clint Boyer second in Duel 2.
You heard him say you don't want to win this one. It's because it's all about the Gatorade G-Series starting grid for the Daytona 500. We mentioned Dale Earnhardt Jr. will go to the rear. That means Kurt Busch, Jeff, will lead the field to green.
Yeah, he'll definitely be doing that. And I'm just wondering if the 24 car's got much damage. Will it have to go to the rear of the field? I hope not.
And we have seen today that no matter where you start, you drift to the back, you can make your way up to the front. with a partner. Carl Edwards, he had some good drafting partnership with his Roush Fenway teammates.
Had some good runs, and out at the same time he struggled along the way. But here's the guy we kind of like looking for. You got to give Trevor Bayne a big pat on the back. The young man had a great 150. I don't think that wreck was his fault. Hopefully he can put it behind him and be a factor in the Daytona 500.
A guy like Joey Logano, because of that wreck, will start towards the back. These are some of the guys. Terry Labonte, Joe Nemechuk were already